Well, my friends, a very good afternoon and welcome to Burton Walters. I've been going on for quite some time about installing a diesel eater on one of these Chinese jobbies, and I looked at quite a few actually, done quite a lot of research, and for me the best one would have been one that is sort of portable, one that I can take out of the boat quite easy and use in a tent, in my summer house, whatever. I didn't want it actually fixed in the boat. And I wanted something that was quite easy to carry, so I went for one of these Hcalory suitcase diesel eaters from China. It cost me £131, and I'm not so sure that you can actually buy these anymore. I have seen it on one site for something like £260, ridiculous amount of money, like over £100 more it was, but I paid £131 for this. And I have had trouble with it. When I received the diesel eater, it come with a lead that you just plug into the 240 power at home, which I did. And I plugged it in a couple of times, run it up a couple of times on the bench, had no problems at all. All of a sudden, bang, it didn't work. Couldn't understand why. A friend of mine had a look at inside and come to the conclusion that it was the motherboard that had been fried. On investigation and doing some more research, it transpired that there is no reducer on this 12 volt diesel eater. So if you plug it in to the mains at 240 volts, it doesn't reduce to 12 volt, hence the reason why I fried the motherboard. So the guy that I bought it off, incidentally, was from eBay, was in Belfast. He sent me a new motherboard. I put that in and it's worked perfectly since. And since then, it's just been, wired to the 12 volt, and I've had no problem at all. The good thing about this is it also has a Bluetooth, so I can control it. I think it's up to 100 meters away. So really good feature. So I'm going to spin the camera around, show you my setup, and I'm going to run it up for the very first time, just so you can see what I've done and how I've done it. All the 90-degree bends, I've had exhaust paste put on them. I've got wrapping around the pipes, and well, I'll show you. I'll spin the camera around and show you my setup. Alright, so there it is, little suitcase diesel eater. Genius really, because when I say suitcase, it really is a suitcase. You pull that out and there's wheels on the back and you can just pull it along as if it was indeed a suitcase. The air intake is underneath and the exhaust comes out of here, 90-degree bend, and it goes through a piece of stainless steel tubing and out the other side to the silencer. All the fittings are, like I say, are sealed with exhaust paste, and I'm hoping that will be leak proof. So it's very easy for me to take this, dismantle this. It's very simple. I just undo that Jubilee clip there, this comes off, this pulls through, and I can store it away. I've just whacked my arm on that epoxy door. So the heat comes out of the front of the diesel eater, and this ducting actually expands and goes on there and blows the warm air inside. I can set this to minimum is 8 degrees, and it goes up to 36 degrees, which would be, for that cabin in there, would be sweltering. So running this on 8 degrees, I would have thought that would be enough to keep that nice and warm. Whether I would have this running all night, I don't know. Maybe I can do sort of night heater, or just kind of warm it up and then put it on in the morning when I get up. So let's connect this and I'll show you the app. Alright, so there's the app, and I'm connected. Now what I've done, the 12 volt leads run from the back of that unit under the floor to my leisure battery. And what I have been told is that before I actually start this up, because it uses pulls quite a bit of juice until we've got you know, good combustion, I've been told to have the engine running on startup, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just be back with you in a moment or two. Alright, so with the engine now running, everything's ready to go. Press and hold that button, and hopefully
start heating.
right, so it started to heat. We've got ignition preparation. You have got this mode button here that sets from automatic level to manual. So I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to set that at 10 degrees, and it's flashing 10 degrees on the LCD down there that you probably can't see. So we're still waiting for the ignition. My voltage is showing 13.3. I'll show you on this one. Let's put the USB on. There you go. That's my voltage at the moment. And we're still waiting for the ignition. There'll be some click, 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 click with the fuel pump. Yeah, you can hear that. So that's the fuel pump, and we're dropping down to just under it's not dropped a lot actually. There we go, 13 volts. If we just touch this, that's starting to get really hot already. Really hot. Just goes through the side of the boat, and I've got some stainless steel. It's just like really like a through hole, but I've just used a bit of stainless steel tubing, 316 stainless, through there with 1.5 wall thickness, just to put that through, just to protect the side of the boat. And I've just put some insulator on that as well, some wrap. So we're still on ignition preparation. Down a little bit, and there we have stable combustion is what I've been looking for. Alright, so there's my silencer, and that's really kicking out some heat. That is from that distance, that's proper burning my hand. There's my carbon monoxide detector there. I've got two of these. I'm going to fit one up there next to my smoke alarm, and another one inside the boat as well. So I'll have two carbon monoxide detectors. Carbon monoxide is lighter than air, so it will rise. So you want to get your carbon monoxide detectors high. Carbon dioxide is heavier than air. And they're the ones that really need to be lower. So I've got these Fire Angel carbon monoxide alarms from Screwfix. So at the moment everything's looking okay. We are back up to 14.5 volts, and we are running at 9 degrees. Right, so we've been running, I suppose, at the moment for about 10 minutes, something like that, and we've got stable combustion, and I've turned the engine off, and we're running at 13, just under 13.5 volts. So I was a bit curious to see how much of my leisure battery it does actually drain, because I've heard some alarming figures, and that's pretty sound. My wife's inside there, and she said it's lovely and warm, and to be fair, when I open this door, God, you can, the heat that comes out of here is unbelievable. The other good thing about this is because I like to be my boating in the winter, you know, I can just, I've got another piece of ducting, you know, about sort of 8 inches that I just put on the side, and it'll keep this area when you're cruising really nice and warm when it, you know, when the weather's really at its coldest. So far so good. Let me just show you what it looks like, the exhaust looks like from the outside. Right, so there we have it. The actual silencer is just the cheap one that come with it. You can get a marine one, which will probably be better sealed around here. There's the stainless sleeve that goes through the fiberglass. God, that is kicking out to make these. That's even its low setting. You wouldn't want to touch that, you would stick to it. But around here, and on the fiberglass, it's all, there's no heat there at all. And when I've had this running up on the bench, when you do turn it off, it does cool down really quite quickly. Within sort of minutes you can touch the exhaust. So yeah, very, very simple design, one that I can take out of the boat in the summer, one that I can use for while camping in the tent, and you know, I can use it in my summer house as well, in my shed, my garage, whatever. That's why I wanted to keep it portable. Right, so we've been running for about an hour with no issues at all. Stable combustion throughout that time. You can hear that click, 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 click of that pump, but I don't think that's really going to be much of an issue. It's probably worse out here than it'll be in there, because once you're in there you can hear the flow of warm air, so it probably will mask that clicking noise, but we'll have to see. Like I say, there is an option, and that's to buy a silent fuel pump, so I'll just play that one by ear. So I'm just sort of sitting in here. It's not fumey at all, it doesn't feel, you know, it doesn't smell fumey. You know, I've not got a headache. There's still quite good ventilation on you know, in this area where I'm sitting anyway, in this wheelhouse section of the boat. Hcalory suitcase diesel eater. There is, I think, a newer model which is slightly more expensive, but looks, you know, like quite small, quite portable, and you know, for anybody who does their boating in the winter, I think it's a must-have piece of kit. A lot of the canal and river truss pontoons don't have electric. The odd few that do, chances are they ain't going to work, and if they do work, there's always going to be a narrow boat that's using the electric, so no chance really. This diesel eater is you know, means that I can go off grid now and keep warm in the winter. The only problem is at Burton Walls at the minute we're having new floodgates put on, so we can't even get out for the next sort of 4 weeks, which is a bit of a bummer really, but it's the way it is, and there's not much we can do about it. So good chance for me to get a few little jobs done on the boat, like the diesel eater and one or two other little things that I want to do. And once the gates are open, I am going to go to Boston. There's another guy and his wife are going to come with us as well. They want to go, and I think we're probably going to do it over 4 days, so I'm really looking forward to that. So that's something to get our teeth into. As I understand it, if you don't shut this unit down properly, it's all Chinese diesel eaters, if you don't shut it down properly, you can do you know, quite a bit of damage. So you've got to let it go through that shutdown process, because I don't want to be blowing another motherboard. So I'll spin the camera around and show you what's happening on my phone. Right, so there we go. So that's where we are at the moment. It says here hold to start. So I'm going to press that to turn it off and stop eating, and it's flashing there off. So I'm waiting for the voice inside the machine to say goodbye. Just see how long this shutdown takes. We're at 50 seconds now into shutting down. So I think if I was to hold to start this now, that's when I can do some serious damage, because it's, you know, I can press that and start the machine up again, but I think unless I let this run down and so it actually goes through that process, I think that's when I can do some damage. So I'm waiting for confirmation from the magic inside the box to tell me that it has shut down. Let's have a little feel of that exhaust after 2 minutes. Ugh. Yes, quite, still a bit too hot really, but we're getting there I think on that. So it's still flashing off, so we're just waiting for our instructions, because you can still hear something happening inside. If I put my ear close to that, it's still whirling away inside, so it's not shut down yet. It's over 3 minutes and it's getting cool now. Yeah, that's getting cool. Just take that off. So that's still warm air coming out of there for the moment. So just coming up 4 minutes. There we go.
Thanks for using. I wish you a safe journey.
Brilliant. Hcalory diesel litre, can't fault it, sound better kit. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and a like, much appreciated, and until the next time, safe and happy boating.